Hello, dear parent of the Taurus child. How are you? I hope you're doing wonderful. This is the reading for October 2021 for the parent of the Taurus child. And please remember that this all age ranges are welcome. So some of you are here for itty bitty ones, some of you are here for teenagers, others of you are here for everything else in between. You are all welcome. Also, please remember to adjust gender however it best resonates for you, your household, and your kiddos. And as always, I'm going to ask if you would please be kind enough to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. It absolutely helps the algorithm and it supports my channel so that I can continue doing this every month. Okay, dear parent, let's see what is the energy for Taurus during the month of October. What is a Taurus child experiencing here during the month of October? What is the Taurus child experiencing here during the month of October? Okay, one more. That's it. Okay, so we've got Temperance. Temperance and Queen of Cups. Very nice. So Temperance can also speak of a Sagittarius. That may or may not mean something to you. Let's see here. This is really beautiful energy, actually. This is all about balancing and self-regulating. So we've got some Taurians here, little ones, that are very much learning how to self-regulate and balance themselves. This is all about figuring out what makes you feel good, what makes you happy, and what balances. So there's an energy here of Taurus really learning how to be independent. Again, like I said earlier, self-regulating. Very much in touch with their own needs and what it takes to balance themselves. And it's paired with the Queen of Cups, so it's a very beautiful energy. This is very loving, it's self-nurturing. There's a sense here of maybe a little bit of a, not a loner energy, and I don't mean in a negative way, but more in a self-reflective way. You may have a little Taurus here in the month of October that's gone a little bit quieter than usual. Maybe introspective, a little bit more pensive, if you will, but in a beautiful way, in a very beautiful, satisfying way. There may also be some of your Taurus here may have like new siblings, new friends, or a new hobby that's almost like awe-inspiring. You see how she's like completely absorbed with how to get this little fishy from one glass to the fishbowl, and just being in the sense, almost I'm getting the sense here that we've got some Taurians here that are almost obsessed with something, watching something, even like literally watching a seed grow. I just saw maybe someone is doing a project at school where, you know how you put the little seed in the soil and then you just like watch it grow kind of thing. There's something like that happening in the month of October in the lives of little Taurians. But it's got them in a very reflective, very slow. But see how in both situations, both monsters are observing something, a water element. You see how this little guy is observing the fish, and then this little guy is observing the crab. Some of you may have new babies or a new animal, maybe a new pet that's come into your life of the Taurus child. And they're almost like awestruck by this. Like if you brought a newborn home, a newborn baby, they're probably like, oh my goodness, this is my new sibling or a new pet, right? But it can be anything, right? This is going to play out differently for all of you because this is a general reading. But it's a very consistent energy. You see, they both are very similar. Both energies, both cards are about feeling content, feeling good, self-reflective, being alone but observing someone or something while they are alone. I'm very much getting the energy that there's something they are caring for, or they are watching another person care for. Again, it can be a plant, an animal, maybe a project that they got in at school, in the classroom, that they're watching, right? That they're monitoring, that's part of an assignment. But in any case, whatever that is, they're enjoying it. They're a little, maybe even a little obsessed by it, but not in a, you know, not in an unhealthy way, more of an awestruck, ooh, what is this? What is it doing now? What is it doing today kind of energy. And in that energy, they are also learning how to self-regulate. It's almost like this, whatever this is teaching them something about themselves, which is very beautiful. I feel a lot of peace coming from this energy. I feel a lot of love coming from this. This can also be some kind of exploration near water. So maybe some of you have traveled somewhere. Maybe it's quite literally an aquarium that you've gone through, or quite literally you've traveled somewhere that's different and is putting them in this place of, oh, what's this? What's that? It's different. We don't have those at home. You know, like we don't have these kind of fishies at home or whatever. Again, it's going to play out differently for all of you, right? So please adjust it to how it best resonates for you. But in any case, let's see if there's any potential conflict or challenge here in October that we need to be aware of to help and support our little Taurus. So let's see, dear Spirit, what challenge may a little Taurus child potentially be facing here in October 2021? More water. You definitely may be traveling. Okay. Okay. Very interesting. So for the challenge position, we've got the King of Cups, we've got the Ten of Wands, and we've got the Fool. So again, let's remember this is the challenge conflict position. So the King of Cups is usually it's a very well collected energy. It's very much in authority of his or her emotions. But this is paired with the Ten of Wands and the Fool in the conflict position. There may be a situation, whatever this is, whether it's a younger sibling, a new pet, traveling and seeing new things, whatever this energy is, may at some point put little Taurus in a situation where they think they have to be responsible for something emotionally and carry the weight of whatever that is, when in reality they want to be free and just go play. Okay, so although this is beautiful energy, there may come a point during the month of October here. This could have also happened potentially in September. Potentially it'll spill into November, because even though we put a month timeline to our readings here, when it comes to tarot readings, a lot of this energy is fluid, right? So you may find that it's spilled from the previous month. But there's a feeling here of needing little Taurus at some point being so into this energy, but then maybe confusing where his or her responsibility begins and ends. I hope that makes sense. So for example, if it's someone who has a pet, a new pet, getting to the point where maybe they reach, they reach a point where they feel maybe like it's too adult, or too much responsibility, or too much of a burden, or being confused and not knowing if they are responsible for this, or to what extent they are responsible, and can they be a kid, a child, and go play. Or potentially this could be quite literally causing that to happen, where they're not allowing themselves to be free, unencumbered, and playful. Okay, so this is a good thing to be on the lookout for, dear parent, just to kind of, absorb or observe, I should say, and just see if this, whatever this is causing that. But you did get more water here, so there's something, I don't know, is your little one learning how to swim? I don't, there's a lot of water here. So either you're traveling somewhere near water, or maybe the baby or the pet that your little one is taken care of is a water sign. Maybe they're a little Pisces, maybe they're a little Cancer baby, something. Or in October, if you have a child in October or November, that would be Scorpio, you know. So there's something here. This is really very interesting. I want to know, if you don't mind sharing, what it is for you in your household, dear parent. Is it a water sign baby that came in, or a pet, or something of the like? Please share. So interested in knowing this. Okay, so let's see advice. But in general, though, the bottom line here is that Taurus is learning to self-regulate, is content about this new situation, minus the potential feeling of burden and not knowing if it's okay to be free and unencumbered and playful. Okay, so let's ask Spirit now, what advice for the parent, what advice does the Taurus child parent need to know? Or what advice do you have for the parent, dear Spirit, for the month of October regarding this potential conflict? Anything else? Anything else, dear parent? Okay, so for advice, you got the Hermit. And the Hermit is very much about going inward, having alone time, allowing the spark of joy in downtime. You know, the Hermit is also indicative of the sign of Virgo. And Virgo is ruled by Mercury. And I always associate journaling and writing with the Hermit as well. In an internal, you know, going inward kind of way. So I'm getting the sense here that while your little one is enjoying this new addition to the family, whatever this is, that it will be to his or her benefit to give him or her time alone, to be in his own thoughts, allowing himself to think about whatever it is his needs are, maybe giving him a journal to journal and write his thoughts. Because there is a shift here too, right? If it is a new pet, a new sibling, a new cousin, a new neighbor, whatever this is, or if you are traveling, you may become a little much at some point and little one just needs some time out. So Hermit is about allowing somebody to be in their own blissful isolation, right? Because that's what the Hermit is. The Hermit is not a negative card of being alone, and unless, of course, it was paired with something not so great. But this is the only card that wanted to come out for the advice position for you here. So yeah, so just that's the advice to your parent, allowing little Taurus to have time alone. And I am getting the feeling that it may be helpful to give little Taurus a journal, something to write, or encouraging them to write out their feelings of whatever the situation is. They may need to, you know, express that somehow, but in their own way, at their own pace, and in an inward kind of way. Okay, I hope that was helpful, dear parent, and I'll see you back here again in November. Bye.